here.
Trunk or lumbar extension.
They like to tuck their heels up. You stabilize down here so you get an active face when they come up. And what you want them to do is just come all the way up, and the book says you want the umbilicus up off the table. Okay? So go ahead and come all the way up with your belly button. Good. Can you hold it? Alright, and so go down. And so she wavered just a little bit. So we'd give her a grade 4. Someone that can maintain that, hold that, would be a grade 5. And so that's 5 and 4 for lumbar spine. Then for thoracic spine, what they're going to do is come off of the table a little bit. You want it, you want them off at their chest line. And she's going to have her hand on her back of her head again. And so again, you're supporting here. And go ahead and come up as high as you can. Great. And she really held it there.
She doesn't really have to come up that high, so it's just a little bit further.
It hurts my back too.
Well, because the thoracic spine, what you're going to do is put your hand behind your head.
Yeah.
And scoot out probably about a couple more inches. The book says nipple line, but you need to be able to flex the. Some student last night couldn't bring himself to say nipple line. Well, we're going to be racy here. So she's about, here we are. Let yourself drop down. So now your thoracic spine is flexed. Now bring it up and extend it to right there. So don't need to come on up, because this is where I'm going to be checking. Okay? So we come up to horizontal on this one. Okay? So let them kind of start bent over and come up to their, like that. And that will save the low back.
Okay. And then, just for grade 3, it's about the same, except you put their hands to their side, because when it's up 4 and 5, that adds like resistance to them. And you just say, have them come, hold, and have them come up. If they can do the range 4 into motion, then that's a 3, and 2 would be partial. And for for 1, you are gonna be on either side of the spine, and you're feeling for the rest of your spine. And then same deal for lumbar. You're gonna have them come off the table, and then I think it's just on.
So the low grades, this book's a little confusing.
Yeah.
But here they show them on the table. Right? So 2 through 1. So they're on the table for the low grades. Oops, I'm looking at it right. So the only one they're off on is thoracic or the lumbar thoracic combination. When you do the lumbar thoracic combination, they show them on the table. However, if you read the thing, it says the tests are identical to grade 3. And so if you read that literally, you'd say, well, then shouldn't I be here? So I think it's a little confusing. But basically, at this point, think about it. That's pretty weak. This is not your typical orthopedic patient. This could be your ALS patient. This could be a dystrophy patient. This could be a neurally involved patient. So I don't know if I really want their head dangling over the end anyway. So I think for that super low grades, I think I would just go here and palpate. Just have them try to lift, because in theory they can't. Right? They couldn't do 3. So but the book is, like I say, it's a little crazy to say it's identical to grade 3, where they show half off the table, or at least the middle line up off the table, and then actually show that part on the table. So I'm not on the table just for patient safety.
So for grade 3 lumbar and thoracic, are we on the table, or are we lumbar?
This one here, if you can do grade 3, that's the assumption is that you're going to be able to move through the range. So I don't see it as a big risk.
Okay.
But if you're so weak you can't get near off the range, then I'm worried that you may not even get head control and what else.
For 10 minutes long. And so you just change where you're palpating.
Yeah, you just, if I want to have you try to lift your head up, I'm going to get these extensors, I'll try to lift the chest off the table, I'm looking for you to get the lumbar kicked in. So just we'll tie until higher move. And does that make sense? Because I do think if you're that weak, I don't know if you have these things. Because that's, again, somebody that might be in a wheelchair or something, big compromise. Plus, if I'm that weak, it's a transfer issue, right? I can't really hold my trunk. So I think I keep them on the table. 4 below 3. Well, since that's so much fun, let's see the flip side of that and look at trunk flexion. flexion going, which shows this.
For trunk flexion for grade 5, you have them put their arms behind their head and you would say, tuck your chin please, and lift up as far as you can. You want to make sure their straps are off the table. And hold it. Okay, you can go back down.
Thank you.
And let's see his great abs. You held that one for worthy of a 5. 4 is doing the same thing, crossing in front of your chest, holding, making sure their straps are off the table.
And so when you do this one, when he comes up, I just want you to barely clear these shoulders. That's it. Come down a little more. That'll usually be a little more stressing abdominals. If they start to go too high, they'll start pulling their hip flexors on you. So you want to get it more isolated from the abdominals.
3 is arms up straight ahead like he has. And just going through the range. And then doing 2 and 1 is kind of tricky. They said 2, for 2, they said to just watch the depression of the ribs, I believe. But they had him, I think it was knee cradle.
Yeah, you can cradle.
So you cradle your patient and you can assist them through the motion while you're palpating. So if you watch, you have to watch for their ribs as you do it, and if they depress, that would be a 2. If they don't depress and you just feel a contraction, that would be a 1. And then if, hold on, I kind of forget this.
No, that's
There's
right.
a sequence and there's a cough.
Like the ribs, did you see them depressed?
Oh wait, I forgot that one. So you have to just raise your head. There you go. And then you would be watching for the ribs. If they depress, that's a 2. And you could also be palpating. And if you could just feel that, then that would be a 1. If you feel none of that, and then you go to the assisted cradle. And I would be bringing him through the motion and watching for his ribs to depress or feeling a contraction. And then finally, if you didn't see any results with that, you would have them just cough and watch for a depression of the ribs or a contraction.
And you cradle their head too.
Confusing if you ask me.
But what I like about this one, look at that drawing good. Cradle on their little head, and then they want to cough, and you got the spit coming out. Love it. It's a little spray there. So with flu season, make sure you do a lot of that. So I'm not quite sure on that. So obviously, though, this is a person that is very impaired when you're going through this stuff. Which makes me even a little bit more leery, because when they're this impaired, they're probably in a high back wheelchair with a respirator. When you're this kind of impaired, you can lift your head. So this would be kind of for your typical orthopedic outpatient that you would see this. So this would be more when you're into Rebecca's class and looking at neuro patients, the ALSs and the dystrophies and maybe high spinal cord injuries and things like that. That you would start to worry about doing these extra steps. But the idea is, raise the head, does that give depression and the things turned on? If that does it, well, help them hold their head up and see if they can just brace there and then see if it comes on. If that doesn't, the idea, I think the final thought is, well, when you cough, you have to depress your ribcage to cough effectively. Maybe that would be it. You're just going to take it as you're tearing down, trying to elicit this and be able to put a grade on it. See if you can do this in a typical outpatient setting. I do love the idea that you got it there, you cough. How are you supposed to elevate that?
Whether or not their knees are bent, does that matter for
You
anything?
would bend it when you get to this last group. So his knees should be bent. Either head lift, the hold, or the cough with the hold. So this one's a bit goofy at the end, or a little more bald, I guess I should say. But I do like the earlier parts of it. That's pretty easy to do with a patient. Put your hands here, it's a little shaky, try it here. That. So that to me is fairly effective. I will text your comments pretty quickly. That extra bit there, you're getting to a wonderful patient with that effect. Go back and tell you, you know what you what's the to there. But at least you've been exposed to it. Maybe you will find it. I mean, people come into outpatient clinics now with all kinds of things, so you never know what you're going to get. I mean, occasionally I'll get some spinal cord injury or post-head trauma, and they'll have developed an orthopedic problem. So it's not possible. Because people pushing on a wheelchair and trouble with Costco and things like that, and being in a wheelchair for years or so it's conceivable. But I don't think I have to go into this very well. All right, any questions on that? Like, it's a little bit fuzzy, but I do like to spit going in there. All right.
Like the ones we did before,
Trunk
you're gonna
rotation.
have your hands behind your head. And you're going to tell them to take, they're taking their right elbow to their left knee. And if they can come up and do that and clear their scapula off the table, that would be a grade of 5. And then you have them do the opposite side, so left elbow to right knee, clear off the table. So that would be a 5. For a 4, crossing your arms across the chest and doing the same thing. She cleared her scapula, so she's doing that. For a 3, arms straight out, and again, going to the opposite knee. And trying to clear the scapula off the table. And then for a 2 or lower, for a 2, she's still going to have her arms out straight, and she's going to try to reach for her opposite. That's arms straight. She's going to try to reach, and I'm going to just palpate. I'll see if she can do it. And if she can't get all the way off, then I know that's a 2. And you can palpate external oblique on this side. Yeah, an internal oblique on the side she's going to. And then for a 1, either 1 or 0, yeah, legs up. You're gonna cradle, and if I wanted to go this way, I'm gonna cradle her head and neck, and I'm gonna palpate her external obliques on the opposite side, and then internal on the same side, and then opposite. That's basically it.
Kind of missed the cough piece. I like that. So again, it's probably not going to be too many super low grades.
So when you start with your patient though, like you're not gonna initially know if they're a 5 or 4, so do you have them like start with a 5, if they can't do it, go to a 4, like
I probably would start at 3 and then go to 4
go
and then
up.
go to 5.
Okay.
It depends. I mean, if they're not too irritated, you know, the precondition or it's a chronic thing, or she's too ouchy about it, you can continually go here and work your way down. But if they're a little concerned about them, this will go here. Oh, that looks good. I bet, can you do it this way? Oh, that's good. Let's see if you can do it this way. So build toward it, much like you might do a shoulder patient. Say, okay, can you hold it there? Oh, that's good. Now you can push on it. Rather than try to push on it